other, Gabriel de Cristofaro.
Thanks, Kent. I was scared of this speech. I actually canceled it a couple weeks back. I love my country. I love where we live. I think America as a melting pot is fantastic. People get in boats and drown in the ocean to come to our country. But right now, our country is in a state of massive civil unrest. People are upset. They feel separated because of color. Now, right now, you might be looking at me being like, well, how are you the guy to talk about color? Maybe I'm not the right guy. I would consider, if you're looking right now, maybe you're a bigot. You're putting me in some kind of checkbox that you don't know my background. You don't know where I'm from. So how is my perspective not valid? My goal today is to talk about all creeds, cultures, and color have bad people. More importantly, all creeds, cultures, and color have good people. And that's what I want to focus on today. You know, people ask me my race. You know what I say? I tell them my race. I go, I'm French, I'm German, I'm Russian, I'm Italian, I'm Korean, I'm a little Chinese. There's a little bit of black, a little bit of Jewish in there. And of course, you know, most importantly, a little Puerto Rican. See, people don't know I grew up in the hood as a teenager. I grew up in awful, poverty-stricken neighborhoods in Boston, Dorchester, Roxbury. Like Harlem or maybe Compton if you need some kind of reference, like that. Anybody here like hot chocolate? Oh, I love hot chocolate. So I want you to picture this. I want you to picture a really big cup of hot chocolate. And I was a little tiny marshmallow. Blink. That's where you can laugh about it. Because we're all stressed about it. And I thought, how can I talk about it and have an effective conversation? See, my mother marched with Martin Luther King, was beaten and you know, harassed during those time periods. But you know what I've never experienced in my years walking? I've never had somebody come up to me and say, hey, thank you so much that your family stood for what's right in the country. What I read on the internet and everywhere is everybody's mad. When I walk into rooms, look at me. I'm like the poster child for the problem in my country, yet people don't know where I'm from. So I ask people, be careful about putting others in a checkbox, especially me. Bad people. I was 16 years old. I was in Boston. I was taking the red line home. I lived on 480 Quincy Street. You could look it up on Google if you like. It's probably gentrified by now. It's been 20 years. Who knows? But on the way home, I passed a liquor store. About 8 to 10 guys. I was 16 years old. They were probably about 19 or 20. They grabbed me, took me around a corner, pinned my arms up against the fence. Took turns punching me in the face, probably 15, 20 times. If you look close, you might even be able to see the break in my nose that had occurred. Bad people? Absolutely. Do their lives matter to me? What do you think? Not quite as much, probably, after I'd gotten beaten and nobody really stood up to do anything about it. But their lives still matter. They just had bad strategies. They wanted power, so they used me to get that power. Well, let me give you an example of good people. Freshman year, J.E. Burke. I went to school. We're leaving. I'm with my friend, Angel. For our conversation, I'm going to say he's a caramel, if you will. Me and my caramel, one marshmallow, one caramel, we're leaving. We get surrounded by 10 other caramels. Must have been a different kind of flavor or something like that. They're about to take us down. Violent intentions were about to happen. But somebody good stood in the way. Two, I say girls, but we're in high school, so imagine like a 20-year-old girl, big, 180 pounds, two of them come up. She knew one of the guys in the other group. What y'all doing? Messing with these boys? Nothing, he played innocent. Oh, we weren't doing that, we're just talking. Played it off like nothing was wrong. She scooted us along the way. Now think, if she hadn't stood up for what was right in our country, in a community, the two of us, me and my boy, would have been. But that's what it takes in our community, is somebody has to stand up and do something good. And I want to acknowledge that. Now, I would call her maybe a mocha latte, if you will. And I hope you do laugh, because it's tense, so we got to release. That changed my life that day, of course. Other than the other 10 times I was assaulted or called a name or, all that stuff. But the biggest point that came out of all those experiences down there was seeing that really change happens when we take the responsibility. I saw a video the other day. There was a police officer went into a community. Somebody had called on an assailant. He went in to get the assailant who had been called on. Somebody called this man to come and help them because there was a criminal. He went to grab this criminal. There was 15, 20 people around. Do you think they were like, thank you for helping him? No. 2 of the people in the crowd came and kicked the cop off, kicked him off. The cop had to actually leave the situation. So for $40,000 a year, this guy couldn't even come in and do his job because the community wouldn't support him doing what's right in the community. And that does upset me. And I don't care what color you are, caramel, marshmallow, or hot chocolate. We got to take a stand. So there's a man who did take a stand. And I offer this to all of us. Chief Brown in Dallas. Anybody see this? It was fantastic. He's dark-skinned, by the way. I don't know his race, because I don't do DNA on people that I see in the street. You know what I'm saying? So I just know that's what he was. You know what he said? He goes, very calm voice, he said, for those of you who are upset about what's going on in your communities, I have an application. You can come in and apply for the job to go into the community to fix the things you are protesting about. See, I lived in those neighborhoods. I wasn't privileged. I saw what happened to those neighborhoods. Do you know when I first moved in the neighborhood, I had a Hell's Angel introduce me to a gang member who passed me a joint. Do you know what he shared about? He robbed a grandmother for her purse. Is that what you think? Some guy's going to come in and protect those people? No. You have to take care of your own communities. That doesn't matter where you are. Maybe it's at your job. Maybe there's some a-hole at your job that nobody says anything about. You matter. No matter what your race, no matter what your color, no matter what your creed, you matter. So I ask you, the next time you go fill out a form on checkbox, I request you check other to accentuate the melting pot that America is. You can see I'm kind of excited about it. It's a tense subject. But it matters that we're a community. We have to stand for what's good in our community. And I believe it's you individually that does it, no matter what kind of neighborhood you come from. I was scared to do this speech. I know it's touchy. It's political. Black lives matter, blue lives matter. Hey, just so you know, I think all matters. You see those bad boys? Right there, all. A little purple, green, yellow, right? So, when we look at our culture and our country, instead of looking at what other people are doing to us, what are we doing in our communities to lift up? Are we speaking out against bad behavior anywhere in the world? Because here's the deal. If the 20 or 40% of the good people let the 70% of the bad people keep on running things, it's going to keep on going down. And I used to think I wasn't the guy that should stand up and say things. Man knows I'm doing it now. I must be out of my mind. Checkbox. Other.